I have been getting a lot of comments on how is the sound on my videos so great. And it's not just my TikToks, it's not just my long form content on YouTube that I've been doing for 4 years now, or my documentary style content over on YouTube. I have for over 2 years been using this with my iPhone. This comes in a 2-pack, and yes, it's available on TikTok Shop. However, I am not going to link it because I hate promotions and I hate TikTok Shop. I just feel like everybody is trying to do it, and it's just taken the magic away from all of it. Content creators that are promoting things are a dime a dozen today. And we all know that overconsumption is one of the leading causes of the Great Depression. I would never suggest to anybody to use or buy something that I myself don't use or buy, but this is great. And you're going to see a lot of bigger content creators now picking up on this. But if you have a newer iPhone, they are a C-type charging cable and port now, not the lightning fast one. Now this does come with an adapter to make it from C-type to lightning fast. I don't use it anymore because I upgraded my phone about 5 months ago. But I did go on Amazon and I got this, a female to male adapter, because if you have a case on your newer iPhone, this adapter is too short to fit in it. So you can go on Amazon for $6. You get 2 of these female to male adapter extenders. And boom, there you go. You plug that in to your charge port of your iPhone, and then it syncs with this, and it automatically goes on noise cancellation. Now, I have not been using this, but I always do. For over a year and a half, I was fighting TikTok because it kept thinking that this is some kind of device for inhaling certain substances. And I would have to appeal every single one of my videos, and it was annoying. But it was very much worth it because the sound quality is fucking amazing. And you're going to see a whole bunch of newer, bigger content creators doing this and talking really loud, and it just sounds like crap because they are not giving enough space between them and the microphone for that breath to in the air to not hit it so hard, and it's going to really sound jumbled up and crazy. You're also going to find people that are annoying that are going to hold it way out here or clip it somewhere really far, and then they're going to be yelling like this, when really you have to be very strategic on how you talk, your tone of voice, really control your input output of your breath as you're speaking, and be very strategic on where you hold the microphone. You don't want it too close to your mouth. You don't want it too far from your mouth. You don't want to yell, and you also don't want to be doing one of these weird whispering things. But now that it's plugged in, you can tell the difference between the sound quality. But this is a product that I absolutely stand by. And it's because I have been using it myself for over 2 years. But while I have you here, did you ever hear about this little thing called Feel Free? This little blue bottle. They are sold at bodegas, liquor stores, cash checking stores, corner stores, industrial stores, gas stations, even 7-Elevens. There's also Canva, and there's actually a couple different brands. One, it looks like it is a 5-hour energy shot made in lemonade. The other one is a strawberry lemonade flavor. But what they're not telling you is that this not only has kava, this has an ingredient called kratom. Now, anybody that has been on MAT, been on some kind of opiate or opioids, or had or is going through recovery, recovered in the recovery process, relapsed, anybody out of millions and millions of people in the United States that have ever known anybody that has had an opiate addiction, kratom acts just like an opiate does to the brain's receptors. And we have been seeing children getting their hands on these. Now, I got these are $10, they're $9.99 a bottle. And it's supposed to be 2 servings. You're supposed to only take half of the bottle. So that's $5 a serving. But this, we have been seeing an increase of people going to rehabs to get off of just this. This is getting in the hands of children. Now, I took my elderly mother with me earlier to my local corner store where they sell this and 7OH, which is Kratom, and it's plant, it's a plant base, but they're selling it like it gives you energy or this calming effect. What they're not telling you is that you can become very physically dependent on it, and some people are comparing it worse than an H addiction. I went in there, and this is the third store locally to me that I have gone in, and I have talked to the owner of the store. This one in particular knows me and my kids because we've been here for 13 years. And I told him, I said, do you know what this is? And he says, yeah, it's an herbal extract. And I said, how many people do you have come in here every day and get this? And I said, wait a minute, let me rephrase that question. How many people buy this and you see them come in the same day or the very next day to get this? And he goes, all the time. All the time. I said, you know what? I'm going to grab one of those and I'm going to grab one of them because I'm going to use them as a demonstration. You know what? He sold it to me without checking my ID. And not only that, but kids. Kids are getting their hands on this and they are becoming addicted the same way anybody becomes addicted to opioids, because this hooks to the receptors, your opioid receptors in your brain and in your gut, the same way any opiate would. Now, I have talked about this time and time and time again. There is a center that's called Advanced Rapid Detox, and they share a lot of videos and a lot of information warning people about this because they see people every single week coming in there for this exact reason, or for 7OH. There's a reason why they call this gas station heroin. But the bad thing about this is that this product here is marketed to people that are specifically in the recovery community. So a lot of people believe that this is just an all-natural plant. I'm going to tell you something. The poppy plant from which morphine is derived and a lot of other opiates are made or synthesized comes from a plant, the opium poppy. Cocaine comes from a plant, the coca plant. Alcohol comes from plants, grains, hops, fruits that are fermented. There's marijuana. There is cigarettes. Nicotine is one of the most addicting substances there is, and that is found in the tobacco plant. Why do you think the U.S. government and tobacco companies keep the seeds very much under lock and key? Because if anybody got their hands on it and started growing their own, it would not only undercut their business, but it would be bad for business. And I'm honestly really surprised that the government has not banned this and or put strict regulations on this so they can control how much money they're making off of it. But people need to be aware of this and 7OH for the simple fact that children are getting their hands on it, the same way children are getting their hands on disposable vapes or other carts. And I live in Michigan. We've had medical use legal here for a very long time. We've also had legalized recreational use for anybody that likes to garden, and that's fine. But really, when you think about it or ask any doctor or physician, you're really not supposed to be inhaling anything into your lungs other than high quality air. And there are a lot of plants. I mean, even look at mescaline. That comes from peyote. That's a plant. There are a lot of plants that are very toxic and even fatal, poisonous to Homo sapiens as a species and other species. But this stuff here, it's not going to be very long and they're going to ban that. But what it's going to do is it's going to leave all the people that are struggling, all the people that are in recovery, all the people that are addicted to this, to go through very serious, horrible withdrawals that just seem to never end. And that is a hell that I absolutely wish on nobody, not even my worst enemy. So if you have anyone in your family, young or not, you need to warn them about staying away from this. And there are a lot of corner stores and liquor stores that are selling this to kids without even checking if they're old enough to purchase it. Not that it matters.